Very good evening to you. Thanks for joining us on the show tonight. I'm Yemi Adebayo. Well, on the menu tonight, we will be talking football. There's the Europa League semi-final currently going on, and it seems that Manchester United are in inspired form. So we'll talk about that as we move on the show. We will not forget about the ladies. The Nigeria Women's Football League will get our attention. We'll talk about it as well. We'll also talk about the English Premier League. Even though a winner has emerged, there are things to fight for in the English Premier League. We will also not forget to talk about the CAF Under-20 AFCON, the Flying Eagles, a winning start for the Flying Eagles. We'll talk about all of that, all for you. That's the outlook of the show tonight. We urge you to sit back, relax, as we take you on the trip across the money-speeding world of sport. Let me quickly introduce my guest on the show tonight. We're giving you a slice of archery. He's been here a while back, but it's good to have him join us again on the show tonight. Emmanuel Oyeleke joins us on the show tonight. Emmanuel, greetings to you.
Greetings to you too, Mr. Yemi.
Thanks for gracing us with your presence.
Thank you.
On the show. So let's just catch up. I mean, it seemed that as if it was yesterday.
Absolutely.
But you corrected me. It's more than a year ago.
It's been almost 14 months.
Yeah. So, what have you been up to? What's been happening? You told us about the grand plans to promote archery. You help us dispel a lot of wrong notions about it being an elitist sport and all of that. So, what has happened between then and now?
Thank you very much. A lot has happened. I think most worthy of note will be the recent opening of the Lagos Archery Arena, right there at Teslim Balogun Stadium. So we moved from our former place, which was kind of like obscure. Now we are in the arts of Surulere, where sport happens. We have National Stadium on the opposite side. We have Teslim Balogun Stadium. So, we can't be missed where we are at right now. So that has happened. A lot has also happened from my own small space, from our own small space, Zen Archery. We've been able to represent Nigeria at a few other competitions around the world. We went to Ivory Coast, Tizokata, Grand Prix. We came second and third in the whole West Africa, which was a huge achievement for us. We've also done a few programs. We've had the youth coaching clinic. We've had the youth tournament. We have Southwest Games, which happened a few weeks ago. And coincidentally, for the first time, archery happened as a national stroke zonal games at a major tournament in Nigeria. And that was enabled by the collaboration between Zen Archery and Lagos State Sports Commission, which is very, very, very amazing right now.
Do a quick clarification for me. Are we going to have it at the National Sports Festival?
This year, it's very bleak. The chances of that happening, I don't think so. However, there are already talks to have it at the next edition. National Sports Youth Games. I think that should be in Enugu or Asaba. And then obviously, once it's in Youth Games, I think there will be talks about making progress to have it at the National Sports Festival. Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Well, I think I can rest easy, even though the equipment is pointed in my direction.
It's not loaded. So.
But it's not loaded, so I'll rest easy.
Yes.
But Emmanuel, again, let's also piggyback to where we were, where we left it off
last
the other
year,
time.
Yes.
About the accessibility.
Yes.
You proudly told me when we saw a few minutes back that we are open now. You can't miss us.
Yes.
That is good on one side, but are accessible. I'm looking at this equipment, and the Nigerian in me is telling me
it's expensive.
This is going to cost.
Yes, absolutely, and I think that's the beautiful thing about having an entity like Zen Archery. What we've done in the past 2 years is bring archery that you would once only see in TV, maybe at the Olympics, in movies. We've brought it closer to the people. We did that with our branch at Ilupeju. Now, it's even closer now because we have another brand new facility, top-notch,
State of the art.
State of the art, like people will say in Nigeria, facility right there in Teslim Balogun Stadium. I mean, when we were at Ilukweju, one thing was very sure. We had a very nice, discreet location, right? And it gave us a sense of security. However, now we're in Teslim Balogun, and what has happened is every kid that is playing football, that is doing boxing, that is playing table tennis, has now seen archery, and everybody is interested in archery. So it opened another pathway of reasoning for us that, oh, you know what? We've been at this for a really, I would say, long time, but short time. However, we've never garnered as much interest as we've garnered over the past few weeks or months, ever, just because people are now seeing it. Now, we have made the equipment accessible. You can come into the club. We're making programs accessible also to youths and children under 18 also, where we can have clinics to train them. We had one in August last year. We're having more now. We're going to have cohorts because we can't take on everybody at the same time.
That's interesting.
Yes.
That's interesting. Before we talk about the partnership, because that intrigues me.
Yes.
I mean, for Lagos State to
Sports Commission, yes.
to partner with I mean, they must have seen quite a few things. But talking about the youths now,
Yes.
you've made us know that the interest level is very high and is also coming up. So what about a key aspect of all of this is training.
Yes.
It's one thing to have interest.
Yes, it's another thing to have training.
You know,
Yes.
because you
The right training.
Yes.
Yes.
Because you love songs doesn't make you a singer.
Absolutely.
You need to get trained.
Yes.
Talent is one side, training is another.
Absolutely.
So how easy
Is it?
is it to, do you have to be the son of a military person?
No, it's quite easy.
Is it just boys?
You will be surprised because we had this game at the last Southwest Games. If you the Southwest Games that happened in Lagos, and we had kids from 5 states in the Southwest. So we have 30 kids shooting archery at Zen Archery Arena in Lagos Teslim Balogun Stadium. It was a spectacle to behold because a lot of people didn't know that we had this many kids that could shoot and shoot well. We had a fantastic example of the kid from Lagos that's just 11-year-old, and he won all the gold medals in his category.
Wow.
Even when we had people that were 17-year-old shooting against him in the same category. Yeah? In the name of Mogboluwa Olafusi, he trained at Zen Archery Club. And these stories, we can actually replicate them. And to make this, more accessible, the next Lagos Zen Archery Tournament Open Championship that is happening in June, we're making the under-18 category free of charge. And we already have sponsors that are endowing the under-18. We have Total Athletes Portal that is giving prize monies to under-18. They're giving first prize 300,000. Second prize, 200,000.
They see what you guys are doing.
Absolutely, and
they're
they
looking
support
for
it.
ways to to support. I'm curious. You know, we're going back and forth, and
Yes.
and all of these questions.
Yes.
I'm trying to shake it off, even though you have encouraged me, but you still insist that you don't need to have any sort of military training. You don't have to be paramilitary.
Nope.
You don't have to have
nothing. You don't have to have
big
muscles.
muscles.
No. So archery is all about focus. It's all about dedication. It's all about consistency. If you have these 3 things, focus, dedication, consistency, you can excel at archery.
You don't need to have loads of energy.
You need to have stamina because it's sports. Yeah, you're pulling. This is a 55-pound bull, meaning every time you pull it, you're pulling 55 pounds.
Okay.
And that's the amount of energy generates into the arrows to go forward. We have lesser bows. We have 16-pound bows that we use for the children. That's like 8 kg. 55 pounds is about 25 kg in the real sense of it. So when you start archery, we actually have cadres. We graduate you. So when you can shoot 9 meters, we move you to 18 meters. When you've successfully shot 18 meters, we move you to 30 meters. When you've successfully shot 30 meters, we can then move you to 50 and 70 meters because we shoot all that. even in archery. So it's really a game that is not just for the youths, it's not just for the middle-aged men, it's for everybody. Even when you go to outside Nigeria, when we travel outside Nigeria, we have veterans, people 70-year-old, 80-year-olds, still
Just like
shooting.
golf.
Yeah, yes, just like golf, still shooting archery. All you need is consistency, dedication, focus, and a little bit of energy. I mean,
All right, my colleague Austin Okorakman is ready now, but let me just ask you this before we go to him. You look at the Olympics,
yes,
and you look at Koreans, Indians, the gear, I mean, the precision,
yeah,
how they do their things is always a keen contest.
yes.
How long do you think it will take us to get to such levels?
Such level. Realistically, if we get the kind of support that if we get the consistent kind of support that we're getting from Lagos State government now, or Lagos State Sports Commission, realistically, I would say we will be ready for the next Olympics.
That's 2026.
2028.
Oh, okay,
2028. We will be ready, because I think you have to give Nigerians one thing. They have the spirit. When we decide to do one thing, we excel at it. We are currently number 4 in Africa in my own category. And that's with the little support that we have. That's with us pulling money from our pockets to attend African championships. That's with us pulling money from our pockets to buy this equipment,
young kids,
to build facilities, to create programs, to support coaching. I mean, you have to give it to us. So if we can get the kind of support that we really need, we can be ready for 2028. And I dare say, yes, we can be ready.
Yeah, okay. Very ambitious. All right, and of course, let me yield to my colleague who's, of course, suited and ready to fire on.
Quite a greetings to you, Yemi. I've been listening. A shout out to Emmanuel Ileke and Zen Archery for what they're doing for the development of the sport. Emmanuel, tell us more that collaboration with the Lagos State government for the Southwest Games. How productive was that?
I think it was amazing, because archery at the Southwest Game would never have happened if we didn't speak to the Lagos State Sports Commission. Obviously, Lagos State was hosting the games, so they had some leverage in terms of, oh, you know what, this game was initially not included, let's include it, and that's what they did. I think Lagos State Sports Commission saw the success of our first tournament. That was the Lagos Zen Archery Open Championship that happened in March 2024. And it happened at Teslim Balogun Stadium. It was a spectacle to behold. We had over 90 archers from all states in Nigeria, from most states in Nigeria. And that was the largest gathering of archers we have ever witnessed, even in Nigeria. So it changed something. I mean, this is a sport that was either not popular, and for a sport not as popular as archery is, for you to get over 90 people in the same space with their equipment doing this game, it must mean that we are onto something. And when they saw that, I mean, we were in talks with the Lagos State Sports Commission over the course of last year. And when the opportunity opened up this year that, you know what, there's a regional competition that, I mean, it's big in itself, Southwest Games. We approached the Lagos State Sports Commission to say, you know what, we're ready for this. We're ready for archery. As much as we've been preaching that, you know what, we want this game to develop, if we can't have platforms in order to showcase what we can do, we really can't grow as much. And they said, okay, no problem. We'll talk to the organizers. You know what, give us a proposal. We wrote a proposal to the Lagos State Sports Commission and Practically Partners, who are the sponsors of the Southwest Games. And they said, okay, no problem. If you provide the technical support that we need to make this happen, because we don't know anything about archery. And we said, fantastic. Zen Archery is ready to provide the technical support, provide the venue, provide the equipment, and they said yes to it. And it was a fantastic event.
It sounds good. I had to ask that question because you can use same model to the south, to the different regions of the country, and then archery starts winning. So I've got parents who speak to me and say, Austin, I can't let my child do boxing. I can't let them do rugby. In fact, rugby is going through a turbulent period in the United Kingdom because parents believe that it's a very rough sport and that it affects kids later in future. Tell me about archery. These are kids carrying a weapon that looks so dangerous. How have you been able to get young persons and also get the endorsements of their parents?
I think it's the other way around with archery because the kind of attention and the kind of interest that we've garnered. I'll tell you a quick story. I was in church a few weeks ago. I attend Fountain of Life, and the pastor preached was on pulling you back, God pulling you back before sending you out, and he used archery. He brought me into church to shoot a bow and just use it as an illustration. And from there, I got parents calling me that, oh, my son, I talked with my son is in boarding house. I spoke with my son, and he said he loved archery. And over this past holiday, we had parents bringing their children to come and learn archery at the range at Teslim Balogun. We've had, Southwest Games, we had a parent that brought 2 of our kids, and they won gold medals and silver medals for Lagos at the Southwest Games. So I think archery is one game that speaks to discipline, that speaks to focus, especially even if parents are finding it hard, giving or letting or getting their children to focus. Archery is one game that can actually help with discipline because it's a very disciplined sport. As much as it looks like it's dangerous, that's why there's a lot of rules that you have to follow. And that's why archery is it's categorized as one of the safest sports that you can actually do. So yes, it's very safe. It's very good. Aside from the health benefits, also mental benefits are quite immense.
Awesome.
All right, that's interesting. So maybe as our parting shot, because we're out of time. What to expect? You were about to talk about, before I took you down another route, you were about to talk about what
tournament
to expect
in June.
I hope you'll be able to do that in less than a minute.
Yes.
From the perspective of those who want to compete and those who just want to come and see people do archery.
Yes, so June 18th to 21st, the Oniko Stadium, that's the Mobolaji Johnson Arena. Archery is going to be on display for 3-4 days. Spectacular. It's
open to everybody.
Yes, it's open to everyone. And the last day, which is the 21st, will be the grand finale. And we're having music and archery as a combination. So we're going to have concerts and we're going to have the final ceremony. It's an international tournament. We've already had interest from international top archers around the world telling us that, if it doesn't clash with the World Archery calendar, they will be there. And it's something that we look forward to. Okay. It's something that Lagos has to look forward to because Lagos takes the lead.
All right, Emmanuel Eleke, founder of Zen Archery, I want to thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having
the show.
Us.
I'll try to fulfill my promise this time.
I will take you to this.
I'll try to be there. All right. So we need to go on a break right about now. And when we return from that break, we'll make a switch. Bolu Omoni will be joining us as we'll be taking a look at all the things happening in your fast-paced, money-spinning, entertaining, and always rewarding world of sports. We'll go on that break now. We'll return for more on Sports Tonight. All right, welcome back. We've made that switch. Bolu Omoni joins us now as we continue with all of the matters arising in the world of sports. Bolu, thanks for joining us this lovely Thursday evening.
Again, I've been stretching my arms. I had 50 kg pull, so I'm trying to check my arm if I can pull 50. But archery is one of my favorite sports at the Olympic Games. Like I said, I think the safety is good, the focus and everything. And I like that it's coming home. I even like the fact that I even said there are more attraction. Parents want their kids to get involved in. That's what we say about sport. If you make it attractive enough, people will definitely, and we don't need too much stress to learn any sport. We saw when flagship football came to Nigeria, no stress. Now archery, no stress. So our sport administrators generally get involved in this thing. They spoke about Lagos State government. No, I like what Austin said. Can we pitch to South-South? The Niger Delta thing. Nigeria can compete at the Olympic Games for archery if they do the right things.
All right. Like someone said, Nigerians are natural athletes. We face a lot of difficulties and we're always ready. So, just train us, and before you know it, we're already doing it to the best level. All right, let me quickly yield to Austin. We've talked about the CAF Under-20 and indeed it happened today. The first game, I'm very sure you saw the game. Your thoughts? Some have said they like the scoreline, not the performance. I don't know if that's the case for you.
It's not for me. You know me and the way I see, football, particularly sports at this level. By the way, beautiful finish by Wal Ibrahim. And anyone who is saying, they like the scoreline, not the performance, I can count people in the Super Eagles that will not finish the way that guy finished off that one, And the character, you need to commend them for their character, that they can hold on to that, lead and go on to, win it. This is Tunisia we're talking about. At that level, they've done more than we have done for our football. Let's be sincere. Everyone comes out and talk about win, win, win. What price are you paying to win? What sort of planning have you got in place to win? So it's a good early start for the Flying Eagles, and let's just see where they can take it up to at this tournament. Let's also see how the NFF will do in terms of monitoring, supervision, and progression that I talked about the other day. So, whether or not people like this performance, but jumping on the scoreline, I think that we should look at the positives and hope that they get to grow in their second game.
Okay. All right, let's quickly take a look at the results. We'll do that in a bit. We'll look at what happened yesterday and today. So we'll let our viewers in on that. Interesting matches. Bolu, and a lot of people have been saying they've done the difficult one. I'll just go across now and talk about it. And there you have it on the screen. South Africa defeated Tanzania by a lone goal, Syria alone. This is a surprise for me. Beat Egypt 4-1. And in today's fixtures, today's matches, the Flying Eagles of Nigeria had a slim 1-0 victory over their opponents, Tunisia, and of course Kenya lost to Morocco 2-3. Nigerians, Bolu, a lot of people have started saying at least it's good they won. Whatever happens against Morocco, well, maybe the Kenya game will be a better one. But I don't know if you are towing the same line as Austin, that you don't have any issues with the performance.
I think I agree with him. The truth is, we all say underage is developmental, but that is most importantly for under 17. By the time you're getting to under 20, you're understanding the game more, you know about it proper. And we know in this part of the world, Nigeria especially, any under 18 that don't do well, irrespective of how you play, you can play like Prime Barcelona. If you don't win or do well, we literally forget them. Starting with the NFF and co, you don't even hear about them. There's no transition. By the time an under 17 fail in quotes, nothing about them in under 20. We start afresh. If the same thing happens under 20, by the time we're going for Olympics, we bring a different team entire. But when those same teams win, it's easy to transition. Oh, you win under 17. Even if you don't win the World Cup with the AFCON, we move you to under 20. If it happens like that, we move you to Olympics and the Super Eagles. So they've won, which in the end, even under 17 that is developmental, in the end is just who wants to win the competition. And me, my target for them here is just make the semi-final. Let's qualify for the World Cup first, then we can start thinking about winning. So it's always good to start a competition with a win. Irrespective of who you play, irrespective of how you play, then you grow and build into the tournament. Hopefully, like you rightly mentioned, from their match day 2 and match day 3, they get better based on performance. But at least they've done the needful for game 1 and they picked up 3 points.
Our viewers might just be wondering, what are these guys talking about? You're going to see pictures from that game. I'm very sure our producer will allow us to see some pictures from that game. A win is a win. That's the way I see it. But are you scared for the other matches that we're going to play? Because you could say let's ignore skeptics, but you need to get a qualification will depend on us getting out of this group.
Well, the thing is, I saw their preparation earlier. It's one of the most prepared teams for Nigeria before any tournament. They did even different venues. Remember, when they thought it would be in Ivory Coast, moved to Katina. Oh, no, it's back to Egypt, moved to Abuja again. They prepared well. Prior to the tournament, they played a few tournaments. They even played Egypt, who were thrashed stressed.
Been able to keep the team together.
Yeah, that helped them a bit to understand what North Africans are. But the truth is, at any stage, the North Africans are the best in terms of performance, how they play. Sometimes they don't even care about results. They just want to play good football. And picking up a win is good enough for them. We know what Morocco have done in the last maybe 10 years of football generally, both underage, senior team, men and the women. So irrespective of what happened in that game, like you mentioned, the Kenya is important, but I don't think the manager and his boys will be going into, okay, we play Morocco even if you don't win. No, I think they will be going into that game to win, but I'm sure their first target is, irrespective of which games we win and qualify for the next round, make the semi-final, then we can start. When it's time for World Cup, we can start talking about it. But for now, just to win, because we know ourselves, if these guys fail what we term as fail, nobody will remember them next year.
All right. I mean, Austin, do you think what Bolu just said now is something that we should start looking at? There are many age grade teams, when you look at European countries, they probably didn't do well in tournaments, but somehow there's still that progression. Those players, some of the best players that we are mentioning today, some of them have played in age grade tournaments that you never even remember that they featured in those tournaments, but something kept them and they were able to make the progression that they turned to. So it has gotten to a point where we need to change that mentality that if a team does not win, we just throw everything away.
That's it, I mean, you know, I talked about it, and I'll just say it again. You asked a very important question. You said something kept them. It's the system. The system kept them. Even the way these boys played today, you could tell that they were playing to the gallery. They were playing to impress because they know that if we do not win, what's in it for us, you know? I keep saying it that we need to have a conscience. If we want to build, if we want to develop, if we want to see progress, you need to have a long-term plan, you know? Even if they win this AFCON, and they go to the World Cup, then they don't do well, what system are they coming back to, you know? I talked about it the other day, and someone was saying, where do we start from? I remember when Coach Samson Siasia was trying to coach an MPFL team, and he said, where is the team B? And they laughed at him, because of course, we're not building. How are we going to have team B? How much more an academy, you know? So if we start doing those things and we say, look, for now, we're not thinking about winning. We're going to carry young boys to this under-20 AFCON. Let them go and test their might against Tunisia that is doing well with building at the league level. Let's go and test them against Morocco that is doing well with development at the league level and the national team level. Whatever comes out of it, we will tick the boxes and go again. I mean, if you lose your way, you don't keep going. Go back to where you found out that, oh, this is where I lost my way, and then start again, and then you get it right. But we're not doing that here, me. But what can we say? Congratulations to the Flying Eagles. We have said this is an important part of football development. If they do well, if they give us talent, we would like to see some of them go into the Super Eagles, and it will be for the good of football in Nigeria. Well, I'm tired of just, you know, giving references here and there. You're a big follower of Arsenal. Look at what Miles Lewis Kelly is doing. He's an academy product. Look at Ethan Nwaneri. Lamine Yamal is just 17 years old. The system made him. He has won the Euros. He's playing top football with Barcelona just yesterday. He made 100, he scored 100 goals and made 100 appearances. 17 years old. Now talk about an under 20, I mean. What else do you want me to say?
Nothing else. Just to add that he's also in the conversation for a player of the year. I mean, who knows? All right. So let's move on the show. Let's quickly talk about Friday's fixtures. I'll just turn my back to the screen and let you see Friday's fixtures. There you have it. Friday's fixtures, Senegal up against Central African Republic, DR Congo will be up against Kenya. So these are the games for the Friday games for CAF Under-20 AFCON. Let's move on the show. Let's spend some time to talk about the women. Let's quickly take a look at results. Of course, last set of matches for the regular season. And of course, we start with Group A, match day 14 results. Edo Queens defeated Confluence Queens 2-0. Ekiti Queens had a slim 1-0 victory over Abia Angels. Heartland Queens defeated Nazra Amazons 2-1. Remo Stars Ladies hammered Danas Ladies 5-0. In Group B, Rivers Angels defeated Benue Queens 4-2. Adamawa Queens defeated Ibom Angels 3-1. Niger Raitels played a goalless draw with Bayelsa Queens. Then FC Robo Queens beat Delta Queens 2-1. So that's it. Bolu, your thoughts before we yield to Austin on this one. Any results? I mean, Delta Queens probably didn't have the kind of season they wanted.
Well, the team I really pictured among these guys is Robo Queens. They set themselves up. Then they kept on praying Nigeria Chelsea would lose. I knew that match at home, it was almost impossible. Yeah, they were playing literally the best team in this group phase. They had finished unbeaten Bayelsa, but they knew just avoid the loss and you would progress. And it's been a good season for them. Yeah, they may end up not doing so well in the Super Bowl, but the fact that they got themselves here, I think that's a win enough for them as a team. And just like the regular time, we see it all the time, they've planned themselves well in terms of WFL now. The regular season is over, then everyone is fighting hard to see who will win the league. The team I'm really looking out for is Remo Stars ladies. The men have won the NPFL. Let's see if they can make it double. Like what we are seeing with Arsenal in the Champions League, the women are in the final of the Champions League. The men are fighting to also get the Champions League. And this is the kind of stories we like in our league, either the men or the women. When you do well, you should have positive results, and that's what we are seeing in our football now.
All right, we're going to listen to the coaches, of course, from our feature game, talking about Robo Queens and Delta Queens. But, of course, Austin has a word or two to say. Any surprises just yet?
With the league, I'm not surprised. But let's keep an eye on Bayelsa Queens. You know, going through the regular season unbeaten is commendable. I mean, if you play 14 matches and you don't lose any, then you are already in pole position to win the title. But that put pressure on them again, massive pressure, because when you now get to the Super Six, everything changes, you know. Edo Queens will definitely rev their engine when that one starts to see if they can, you know, retain their title. But definitely, I want to, you know, support Bolu. People will be looking at Remo Stars ladies, and I'm sure the management would like to do the double, you know, let them pump a lot of, you know, support and investment on the ladies to see if they can give the club something historic to talk about in 2025. I like that Nasara Amazons return to where we would like to talk about them, you know, because this is a team that I know so well the amount of work they are doing. So it's good to see them finish in the top 3 from the Group A table. Niger Ratels, it is good for women's football development in Nigeria for such a team to, you know, come out of a group that's got Delta Queens and FC Robo Queens. Then that means they did just, you know, just enough to, you know, to make it to that level. So I'll be looking at them to see what they can also do at the Super Six. But you know, with the women's game, it's beautiful, it's competitive, and we cannot wait for the Super Six to come. Let them give us some more beautiful football, Yemi.
Yeah. All right. We talk about a game that you have on screen now, FC Robo Queens and Delta Queens. Of course, FC Robo Queens coming on top in that one. We'll show you some highlights that we listen to. The managers will come back to talk some more on women's football.
If we had won like this in the beginning of the league, we will not be in this mess. So at least they ended up well. Kudos to them. They ended up well. It's not a bad result. At least it's something that is good to cherish them for. At least looking at their age and what they've passed through in the blending process, at least I give them kudos. They tried. It's a learning process, and it's one of those things. It's just painful that slim chance we did not qualify for Super Six. So. And that's not the end of the world. We'll bounce back. They're all kids. I have the target, you know. At times, this game is a game of chance. There are some things when it happens, you just have to know that the chance is slim. So that is how it looks like. We cannot put our faith in somebody else's hand. Our faith is supposed to be, and with this result, at least they ended up well. But it's unfortunate they did not qualify. We just need to look into the level of officiating in Nigerian football. I think that is the most key part. It's not helping most of these kids. It's not helping at all. You can notice that these kids are kids. They are their first. Most of them is their first time they metamorphose next season. And my fans know the kind of football we play. We play total football, and next season is going to be better because they are upcoming years. And I don't expect Rome to be built in one day. It's a process. All the people that have played in Robo to stardom, they were processed. So they are in their own process now. So thank God I'm the owner of the club. I know how to blend players. I don't buy players. I blend players. With time, next season will be better.
All right, FC Robo coach Osama Rabosa speaking there. Austin, of course, the Delta Queens coach also As we speaking, wasn't the kind of season they wanted.
It wasn't, and you could tell Coach Emmanuel Sao was a bit disappointed, but he managed it so well. He started by saying if they had played this way all season, they won't be in this mess. You'd have expected either FC Robo Queens or Delta Queens. Delta Queens, I think, champions 2 seasons ago. And when you look at that Group B table, you'll be looking for them. I think they're down there. That's why I say it's the women's game and it's competitive. Let's listen to the coach right after that game against FC Robo Queens.
What will I say? In Nigerian league, we know what happens in Nigerian league. So what will I say? Will I say that is not what I'm expecting or what I'm expecting? It's in Nigerian league. But one thing I want to say is that the Nigerian Federation that is organizing this competition, they should try and monitor their competitions. Premiership, boys and girls. They should try and manage and monitor the competitions. This kind of thing that happened to them will not happen. They are monitoring their competitions. This year we are not in the we are in the league, but we are not in the league. You know what I mean when I say we are in the league, but we are not in the league. And by next year we have plans for next year. We have about our first and second 11 players. First and second 11 players of our team. They left our team in the last minute. So we could not even really go to the market to look for more players. So I just managed it for this season to see that if there's going to be a drop, we will not drop. As for next season, we'll come out more better.
Yeah, I feel it's paining. I mean, but when you take a look at Delta Queens this season, now they didn't live up to it. I think they finished 6th or 7th on that group B table, and they lost about 7 matches. That's quite a lot of games to lose. They were playing 14 games and losing 7. Then you're definitely not ready to give the campaign a shot. So he said the right things. They will find a way to rebuild and get back to it.
Yeah, I agree, Bolu. In a few seconds, we're about to see the teams that have made it through. We're going to look at the table. But I keep hearing all this thing about referees. It's becoming tiring.
I know referees can be weird. Referees have ways of being the man of the match sometimes, but it doesn't happen every time. But just like this part of the world, literally everybody that loses, it's a two-way thing. When a team loses in Nigerian football, the coach comes and says, the players didn't listen to my tactics and the referee. But when they win, what I told the boys, what I told the girls, everything. Except it's too obvious to ignore. I think sometimes you just focus on the things that went wrong within your team and leave the referee out of it.
I can write a script for all the coaches that lose and they'll say the same thing. And it's worrisome, Bolu. It is. All right, teams that are through to the playoff, we have a complete list now. And you have Edo Queens, Remo Stars, Nasarawa Amazons, Bayelsa Queens, Rivers Angels, and Niger Rattles. These are the teams that have gone through to the Super 6. But for the sake of our viewers who were listening to us and are like, okay, I want to know how it all ended. Let's see the table at the end of the regular season, Group A and Group B. And this is it. In Group A, Edo Queens, Remo Stars Lady, and Nasarawa Amazons top 3. So, of course, they qualify, as you can see. And Confluence Queen, you already know what happened if you finish in that position. And, of course, in Group B, you have Bayelsa Queens, Rivers Angels, Niger Rattles. In that order, Bolo already told you about the miscalculation that FC Robo had, and Benue Queens making the drop in that one. All right, so we are done with the ladies. Let's travel abroad and spend a few minutes we have left on the show to talk about what's happening in Austin's backyard. And the fixture that you have on your screen. It's going to be Manchester City and Wolverhampton later on. But Austin, let's quickly talk about it. Widely reported in the news, Rodri is back, Haaland is back. How big of a difference would these two guys make? Would they be able to help City salvage something before the season ends?
It's very important, and Pep will love it so much because Forest just lost tonight against Brentford at home. That game ended 2-0, so Manchester City will welcome these core players to the team and see ways that they can consolidate their position on the league table. Because if you take a look at it now, they are still fourth on the log with 61 points. Forest will stay on 60. Chelsea will stay on 60. Man City is fourth. Chelsea is fifth, and Nottingham Forest is sixth. So they cannot afford to drop points. We have 4 more matches to go, and it's very, very important that City show some level of working, if they want to get anything out of the remaining 4 and play in Europe next season. So it's a good one. We know what Haaland brings to the team. Rod, we've talked about him forever. Top class player all day, every day. So good to welcome him back to the fold. I'm sure Pep will be happy. And then them, Yemi, the annoyance they will use to get into the transfer market and post. Oh Lord, next season, Manchester City, there will be a team to look out for, Yemi.
Yeah, I agree. Bolu, quick one on City. Haaland back, Rodri back. But of course, Pep Guardiola said no matter what happens, even winning the FA Cup, qualifying for Champions League, will not salvage the season.
It's what all of them say, wait until it happens, they win. Ruben Amorim also said winning the Europa League and going to Champions League. Now, we all know if you win, the world will change. It's always important that at least when you have a bad season, then at the end of the day, you get something. At least it's a reprieve sort of that, at least as bad as it's bad, we still got something to cheer up. We still got something to cheer with the fans. I think both players are definitely good at it. It's more like a new signing, but not for the Premier League. I think, yeah, they are still fighting to get back to Europe, but I'm sure the focus now will be for the Club World Cup to get both of them fully ready for that event, because that's the next big thing for them. Like you said, the only competition they are fighting for now is the Europa League, and Nottingham Forest losing at home today is a big boost for City. It means everyone is back to normal. Try as much as you can to win the games you have left, and you qualify. Omar Mamouche has not really got the goals going in the absence of Haaland, but if you see their games, you know he's a very big-time team player. He works well with his teammates, so both of them, I'm sure they will need them more for the Club World Cup, which is like a proper World Cup, than the remaining Premier League games.
All right, let's quickly listen to Pep Guardiola as we prepare to wrap up the show. Let's listen to what he has to say ahead of the running.
We are really pleased that Erling is back, that Rodri is back in the training sessions. So the moment the doctor can make a surgery, the moment the physio doctor said Rodri can start to play minutes, and after that he will start to play minutes. But the doctors have to tell me. So it was a difficult injury. It was the injury 7 months to 11 months, more or less. The doctor said he feels really good. Every day is making sessions, but we have to avoid. We have to avoid to make a step backwards and injure again, and that's why you have to be careful. The important is one training session, another one, and every time he feels better. And when the doctor said, Brody is stable and, he can start to play, and after that, he's going to come back. Listen, the most important thing is Wolves. And you have to select the best players to play against Wolves. And now to have a long week to prepare against Southampton. This is only I'm concerned I have. When the doctor said to me, the physio, not just for Rodri, for Merlin, for the other ones can do it, I will start to think about it.
All right, Pep Guardiola, as usual, not giving away too much, but of course, just like Bolu said, if he ends the way they want it to end, they may try to play it down, but of course, they will be happy to end the season with something. Well, I guess that's as much we can take. Of course, we don't have much time on the show. Austin, I guess we have to call it a day after listening to Pep, and hopefully we'll see if they're able to salvage something.
They will definitely, this is the final straw. They need to celebrate. They need to do something. The club has put in so much money, so it will be good to see what they can do with the FA Cup and probably try to finish third. And if Arsenal isn't careful with that position, they might also want to see if they can finish in the top 2. Quick roundup of games going on. In the Europa League, Atletico Bilbao, they are struggling. That one man down in the 34th minute really affected them. So Manchester United with a 3-0 lead. So the Red Devils, as good as it is, might just get into the final of the Europa League this season. Tottenham, they're doing the job against Bodo Glimt. It's 3-0. In the Conference League, it's your Garden 1, Chelsea 4. The game is in the 85th minute, while Real Betis and Fiorentina, it's Real Betis with the lead, 2-1. That game in the 83rd minute. And that's the Conference League also. That's the show in London. I'm Austin Okonakpan. In everything you do, remember, Let's keep talking sports. Bye for now.
It's a wrap here in Lagos as well, but before we go, I want to thank Bolo Money for his time on the show.
Yeah, it's just a pleasure coming here.
All right, well, this is again tomorrow. I'm Yemi Adebayo. Bye-bye now.